When I was in Sweden, it was kind of the first show that I ever did. It was like a live stunt show.
What's it called?
The theme park's called High Chaparral, and the show we did was just the Wild West stunt show.
Cool.
So the theme park was the theme was Western, and so we were dressed as cowboys, and it was just a really good time. Otherwise, so there I learned a lot of like my real basics on stunts and like fighting for like as for a show, not for camera, which is slightly different. But was an absolute blast and an amazing first experience. Whereas China was a much more interesting experience because you're very far away from everyone you know. Everything's different. General life is
there
different.
a big language barrier?
Yeah, massive. Especially if you're outside of like the main cities, they speak absolutely no English.
No English.
So it was very reserved to the people in the show and hanging out with them. But then also they're tired at the end of the day. They want to do their own thing.
Of course. Yeah.
So you kind of, at the end of the day, you spend a pretty good chunk of time just alone. And if you have tons of social energy and you love traveling, you want to go meet with the locals and you really try and, you can definitely do things.
Yeah.
I was usually also quite tired, and so I ended up learning how to study by myself a little more. And so I found I got to spend more time by myself learning what were the things that I wanted to do, and learned how to like study also just by myself, which is not something I used to do ever.
Do you think that also is an important factor, the mentality side of doing stunts and working in a very competitive industry?
Yeah, I'd say absolutely. I mean, for the China side, or for at least like being on your own, yes, because at least in my nature, I'm very social. So if I were to always depend me doing things with other people, then it means I always have to wait to do things. And so then I have to also learn how to do things by myself. And so that was a big obstacle, being such a social, extroverted person in the beginning. Now I'm getting better at it. So if everyone says, no, we don't care, it's like, okay, I'm going to do this thing anyways. So it's being better at finding ways to actually get shit done, whether you have people with you or not. So it's just making things happen. And that's something I've definitely gotten better at over time.
For sure. And the place obviously helps. You said Sweden before at the show. Obviously, that Wild West show. Some of the clips have gone viral on Instagram and social media in general. And it's quite an intense show, performance wise. You've got high falls, gunfights, horses, fire. No.
Not before, but we will implement it. We're going to try and implement it this year.
Sick. And obviously the setup is amazing, and it's just a lot. Obviously, do they audition to be a part of the show?
We do auditions. There is a sense of if people want to go back. So there's usually people who have done this show before that benefits. Us, like Robban, who has been the main coordinator of the show for the last decade, if not a bit more. It benefits him to have some people who have done the show before, because there's quite a lot of things to know. It's also quite specific. There are some things like the wagon falls, which is not something you really train outside of that show. And so having some people that can manage it on their own, and then he just knows, okay, they can do this, I don't have to worry, is of benefit. Because there's a few of us that he knows we can do all the skills needed in the show. We can do the high falls, we can do the wagons, we can do the fights, we can learn things quite quickly. We deal well with the sand. He knows we don't have problems with the costumes. So there's a series of things that he can relax on, and then he'll have usually a few new people that come in and will try out the show.
What are your thoughts on that aspect? Working with someone that you've known for a long time, so you know how you just know how he works, how he thinks, you get along with him, and working with someone new.
There's definitely, so the benefit of working with someone that I know well, so in this case it's like Otto Nihom, who's a legend, which I'm so happy I get to work.
Put the viral clip in there.
Which I'm super glad I get to work with him again this summer. We work quite well together in the sense we're very similar. We share the same role, so it's easy for us to then like think of new things together. We can develop ourselves in the same, like together we push each other. When we do fights, we're quite similar, I would say. So which means that we can really, if I have a concept, I know he can keep up with what I want to do. Whereas when you're training with someone new, either if they're more of a beginner, even if they're advanced, it takes that time to kind of, adapt with how they move, how they do things. If they're really experienced, but not in the movie sense, so they've done more shows or they've just done more actual fighting. So you adjust slightly more to that.